the world, huh? But that's okay. But anyway, I'm going to play this. Are you okay with it being shared on YouTube, first of all, before I just
Yep.
okay. I want to play this testimonial video for you just so that you can hear some feedback, and then I will go into the breakdown of what the program encompasses and what you can expect. Okay. Videos, this is what I'm looking for.
I first met you, came in contact with you when I was trying to get a grant, when I was applying for a grant last year. So when I checked out your master class for funding, going over your COP method, you approached me and let me know about the class. And it's pretty much in line for everything that I was planning to do in my off season. And I didn't even mention what I do. My name is Brian Gregory once again, and I own an ice cream shop. So from September through March mostly is my off season. Now, my plan was to spend my off season just digging deep into the business and trying to systematize everything and just prepare for growth in the next season, and just overall just trying to be less stressed doing my job. I always kind of ran the business, like a flying by the seat of my pants. So I'm just sick of it. And everything that she described the program, that she described to me about the program was everything that I wanted to work on over the winter. And she delivered on everything that she said she would. I just miss you guys. Like for a couple of weeks, we were all talking business, it's talking shop. It's a good thing to be around people, like-minded entrepreneurs, people who want to grow, people who have like love and they're ready to work on their own business. Christina, you delivered on everything that you said you would. On the other side of it, I definitely would do it again. And I can't wait to refer you to anyone else who's looking to upgrade their own business.
Thank you. I appreciate you for that. I really do. I appreciate that a lot. I started pretty much from scratch. I came in and I did not have a business plan or pitch deck or anything. I just had a really great idea, education, and a practice that I was running. But that was really it. And so it really helped me to flesh out the ideas that I had and make it a reality, because I felt as though I didn't think of mental health services as a business. And so really looking at, going through the process of the financial aspect of it, even staffing and all of that. So it grew from me just deciding to say it's just me doing this to maybe I want to bring on other people, and what would that look like and what is the future? And so that was one of the biggest things for me that this program helped with, was to kind of start from scratch and now have a fleshed out business plan and a pitch deck, and feel very confident about the success of my business and where it's going. I thank you, Christina, so much for this opportunity for this program, because when I tell you like where we started from, I was like, I don't even think this is for me. I don't even know if I fit. I don't know totally where I'm going. And so just to have, really feel the confidence and see the growth and see, I feel very different. This is my baby now. And so I'm excited for next year and what's going to happen. And this cohort has been amazing. Brian and Victoria, you guys are amazing support, and just thank you. And I'm so proud of you guys too, because we have all grown so much from our beginning. And so it's been an amazing experience. And I'm looking forward to keeping in contact with everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Victoria Wilson. I joined the Wynners Club for multiple reasons. First of all, I've been knowing Christina Wynn for a while, and she is such an excellent resource. And so when she offered this opportunity to come into the Wynners Club, I was like, yeah, I need that help. Christina has really been such an excellent tool. Everybody in the Wynners Club circle has been an excellent resource and helped me to truly flush out a lot of the challenges that I have in my corporation. I am a serial entrepreneur, and so I have multiple different types of umbrella companies and businesses underneath my corporation. And so it really allowed for me to really have that time to go through each of my business services and products to really distinguish the difference between one business entity from another. And so that was one of the biggest challenges walking into the door. And I'm so grateful for this 8-week course because it really allowed for me to focus on what I need to focus on for the upcoming year.
All right. So wanted to share that with you just so that you can really get an idea of how it helps you, right? Like why a business plan really is the true first step because it helps you to understand. So Rachel, who was the second young lady to speak, she has a therapy, a counseling business. She's an LCSW, so she does therapy, but she has a counseling business. And so when she started, she knew she wanted to open a group practice, but she didn't plan on being an entrepreneur, didn't know anything about anything, right? At the end of the 8 weeks, now this doesn't necessarily speak to me or what I'm giving you, but it really speaks to what you can do once you're empowered with knowledge and you kind of know what you're doing. When she started, it was her and one other therapist who was like working part-time. By the end, she had 8 therapists working for her. She had a whole payroll system. She had a whole facility, like an office space, just by being empowered with knowledge of business because you're already in your field. Like I'm saying, you all are already professionals. I can't help you with art. I can't help you. Both of you all are in the arts, different spaces in the arts. You didn't do your introductions yet. I'll allow you to do that, but I can't really help you with the arts. That's not my space, but the business is truly the same throughout. And so that's what's good about the program. It just gives you that acumen so that you are empowered to make these strategic moves that you need to make to get to where you want to be as an entrepreneur. So that is my introduction of self and program. Now I want to allow you all to do your elevator pitches so that you all know more about each other. I know both of you all's stories already, but just so that you all know as well. And then we'll go into the breakdown of the cohort. And whomever would like to go first. Okay.
I can go first. I'm Brooklyn, and I am at the very beginning of ideation stage in my business. I like to think that I'm a professional dancer. I do teach dance, both at a not-for-profit and a rec center here locally. And I'm ready to expound upon that and take on the entrepreneurial aspect of it while also incorporating other arts. So my business would be called Transparency Studios, and it would really be a place of networking, not just for dance, but also for music, any performative arts. So music, photography, videography. It's really a blank canvas for you to network with other arts performers or to ideate from the beginning to the very end, whether that be instruction or actual performance.
Awesome.
That's wonderful. I am Angelica London. It's funny listening to that video. I'm like, I guess technically I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have one LLC, but I'm about to change it to a series LLC because now I formed the second business. What I'm taking the the cohort for is the second new business, which is called Lit Kit Art Box. It's my trademark was just accepted yesterday, so that's exciting. Thank you. But Lit Kit Art Box is an art business that provides access to a subscription box as well as step-by-step written painting instructions and also live classes. And they're one product that has not been created yet, but I am hoping to move forward on is an on the shelf product of an art kit in stores. So that's my idea, but it's been going well. I'm also a full-time artist, so shown all throughout the city and all across the United States, Miami for art, Basel for Art Miami weekend. So that's my core, everything about me is painting and the arts and all of that. So
Awesome. I think you're on mute.
Sorry. But as you all can see, you all are already the stars, right? Like, you just need to get polished a little bit so that we could put you on the shelf and people could be like, oh, I want that star. Okay. Okay. So let's go through the breakdown. Oh, and I wanted to say one more thing. So I think it is great, because one of the recommendations that I always make to people who want to start a business is that you should be working in the industry that you want to start your business in, because you're going to get relationships, contacts that way. It's easier for you to get your foot in the door with some of these other entities that can really help you on on your personal business side. But sometimes the foot in the door is a little bit harder when you're going as an individual rather than under an entity, with the title or position. So the fact that you all are still working jobs in the industry allows for you to do things like Rachel did, transition very quickly, because you're actually already in the midst of it. You're just able to, again, be more strategic from a business perspective through learning about your business and exactly what it is that you're going to do in the plan of action of how you're going to do it. Okay, so now let me share my screen and I want to walk you through the program. Okay, so it's 8 weeks, and we'll start with this side here, just to give you an idea of what the breakdown of the 8 weeks looks like. So the very first week, we are assessing the risk of your business idea. The reality of it is entrepreneurship is risky, regardless to if it's low risk or high risk. There is different types of risk that you should be aware of on the front end, so that you're not dealing with lawsuits on the back end because you didn't even know it was a risk there. So we're going to do a very deep dive as it relates to there's a quadrant system that I created and that I use to help you to bucket yourself in one of the 4 quadrants of risk. And then based on that quadrant, you have an idea of a plan of action that you should take on the back end. Preliminarily, so that you aren't, again, dealing with lawsuits when you really start making money and all of that. So assessing the risk is the first thing that we'll do in week 1. Week 2, and then just to give you an idea, each week is a build out of the business plan. So it's 7 main components of a business plan: the executive summary, the company description, the mission and vision, which kind of falls inside this bucket, the marketing and sales plan. Really, it says marketing all day, but it's really marketing and sales plan, the operations and management plan, and then the product service description and the financial plan. And the executive summary is at the top. So each week we're breaking out a component and working on a component of the business plan. We do the executive summary last because it's a summation of the full business plan, but it actually goes at the top of your actual document. Okay. So week 2 is the company description. I think this is the most misleading one for people because you feel like it's very strict, like, well, we're an art business and we do X, Y, and Z. That's the description. No, it's a lot more that goes into what that company description build out is. So that's what we focus on in week 2. Week 3, we focus on the mission and vision statements. Week 4, we focus on the marketing and sales plan. Week 5 is the operations and management plans. Week 6, product description, intellectual property. Week 7 is financial plan. And then week 8, is the executive summary. And I don't know why I can't see this bottom part. The executive summary and the pitch deck. So let's talk about on this additional benefit side. This is the core. This is what tactically we will be doing as it relates to curriculum. That's it. Straightforward. But the additional benefits is what makes it, I would say, special. So once you complete this document, at the end, I have 5 professional writers that work for the Wynners Club. So they will edit your document to make sure it is written in a way that it will be effective for you. There's business language, and there's writing style. So just to make sure it makes sense. We also have group coaching sessions. So the schedule, which I can also pull up, but the schedule is 2 days a week. So we actually meet 16 times during the course in the 8 weeks. Tuesdays are our course days, the curriculum days. That's every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The group coaching sessions are on Fridays. Now, this is what happens with the group coaching session. Once we go through the curriculum for the day, you do your homework, you sit on what you learn, you start working on your homework, and we meet again on Friday. I guarantee you're going to have questions. This is where that business coaching comes in. So you are doing the work. You'll have in-class activity, you're learning, but actually writing, you'll be doing it. The good thing is you're not doing it by yourself. So the group coaching sessions allows us to walk through, okay, how did your homework go? Okay, what questions did you have? What weren't you clear on? And that's what we use them for. Also in the group coaching sessions, I bring in expert guest speakers. So week 2, we bring in a business banker to help you to understand the value of a business plan in a pitch deck as it relates to getting a loan, which you will eventually need. How does the banking relationship work from a business perspective so that when it's time for me to need access to capital, I'm prepared to do so? That's week 2. Week 4, we bring in a marketing specialist. So what you're learning for the purposes of the course is to create a marketing and sales plan for implementation and for your business plan. The marketing specialist is going to give you day-to-day tactics that you can be. So social media advice, or even just marketing strategy advice to give you ways that are implementable next day. What we're doing is a plan. So it's not going to be stuff you're doing next day, but the business marketing specialist will give you tools, best practices that you can implement the next day. And then week 6, I bring in an intellectual property attorney. So both of you all, you really, Angelica, when you think about, you already went the trademark route, right? So you that's part of the intellectual property bucket, but there may be other questions that you have, or things that could be suggested of other ways to protect yourselves, right? And so I bring in an IP attorney who also has, she's actually a trademark attorney, specific trademark and copyright, but she also does contracts, which is going to be important when you think about partnerships. When you think about, doing work with organizations and entities, you should have a contract to protect yourself. And so she'll be able to help you to understand what contracts you need to be thinking about, even in sharing your business plan with other people. You might need to have an NDA, where they're not able to share your information. So these are things that the attorney is going to be able to talk through. And then week 7, I bring in a business accountant. Bringing an accountant in on the front end, in my opinion, is very beneficial, because that means you can do things correctly. The worst thing you can do is get in trouble with the IRS for not filing taxes properly, or just not managing your books properly. And then in addition to that, when you think about wanting a loan or even a grant or even any type of funding, your finances are just very imperative to you getting that money. So you want to make sure you know what you're doing financially on the front end. So we'll create the financial plan components as a part of the curriculum. And then that group coaching session will include the accountant. And then the last week, we are doing the executive summary, which is going to be a high level summation of everything that we've done. So it shouldn't be that much of a heavy lift, and we'll spend the majority of the day creating the pitch deck, which you will find is going to be much easier. You'll have an outline that you have to go through, and what I use when I work with clients to create the pitch deck is very intense. Everything that I do just has a little bit of intensity to it, okay? Because you got to push yourself. You really do. Like, we not out here we got to, if you want to make money, you have to be the best of the best. And so you got to push yourself and think outside of your box. And so even the pitch deck part, it'll be working that day. And then we'll use that group coaching session again to answer any questions as you're building out that pitch deck that you may have. And then you have option to be entered into the pitch competition. So what you saw were 3 of the participants from cohort 1. There was a total of 5 participants in that cohort. Only 3 chose to do the pitch competition because it is optional, but it's a great opportunity for you to, first of all, pitch your business plan or pitch your pitch deck or your business plan. And then it gives you an opportunity because I bring in for the judge panel, different people, like those were both executives of organizations in the city, right? So Vince, the guy in the middle who had the orange background, he ended up giving all of them a scholarship to get the minority women certification for free, the whole process for free, just because he was a part of it. So just doing it is a great opportunity for somebody to hear about what you're doing, for you to have that experience in pitching your business. And then on the back end, people just want to support, you know, and so it's a good opportunity to get that type of support. So that's what that layout looks like here. Community of entrepreneurs. So you heard Brian mention how he called it like shop talk or something like that, you know, how he missed us just being together. Y'all are going to become really close. Like we spend a lot of time together in the 8 weeks, but it's going to be very helpful for you. It's one of the things that I've heard from quite a bit of entrepreneurs is the loneliness that you feel in entrepreneurship because, you know, maybe your friends aren't entrepreneurs, your family members aren't entrepreneurs. So you don't really have a community to kind of talk to. So it's nice with the cohort style, you get a community of people who you work with and an accountability partner. So you'll be paired to make sure that you're getting the homework done more than anything, because you have to stay with it or you'll fall behind, you know. So just to make sure, hey, you know, did you finish? Do you have questions? What I think one of the benefits that I appreciate the most is this mastering your 30-second elevator pitch, because I in my job when I was an outreach director for a business program, I would meet a lot of different business owners, and the most comical and frustrating thing is to talk to somebody about their business. Like, okay, so what do you do? What does your business do? And it literally takes like 4 or 5 minutes for you to get out what it is. And at this point, you've lost whoever you're talking to. Like, they don't even know what you're talking. So mastering this 30-second elevator pitch, every class, this is class and group coaching session, we are opening with our elevator pitches. That will be mastered by the end of the 30 or by the end of the 8 weeks, because you will have done it so many times. And so that's really the full scope of the program. 8 weeks, you have the option to do the pitch competition at the end. You get the business plan and the pitch deck, the community and the business coaching to make sure what you're doing is really, it makes sense more than anything else, making sure what you're putting on paper actually makes sense. And when someone else, an objective lens, reads it, they will understand what it is that you are put into your business plan. So that is really the presentation of the course that I wanted to give. And then I just wanted to allow for any questions that you have if you've already, I know I kind of talked to both of you all separately and answered questions, but if you've thought of any other questions based on the presentation, I want to allow space for those to be asked.
How long are the sessions weekly? So when we meet twice, how long are we meeting for?
Good question. The Tuesday class, so the curriculum classes are 3 hours. The coaching sessions are 90 minutes. And then the time for, I can pull that schedule up, but the time for the coaching session, the curriculum is set in stone. That's Tuesdays, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The group coaching sessions is where we can have some flexibility. And what I'm going to do once the cohort is locked in is ask what time on Fridays works best for everybody. So these are the actual dates here. I can share this with you. You'll get it in an email March 1st, because that's when I'm like closing everything out. So I'm just trying to like get all the marketing out, but you'll get an actual email with the schedule and everything March 1st. But this is what it looks like. March 6th is actually a Saturday, because if you notice, I mark it that we're going to start March 6th. What I'm going to do on March 6th is have something similar to this, where more of a meet and greet style, though, just for like an hour, allow people to give their introductions, as you all just did, kind of know who's going to be a part of the cohort and tell you who you'll be paired with for the cohort. And then there is a pre-worksheet that I'm going to share with you all as well that will prepare us for Tuesday going into that risk assessment. But that's a good question. Yeah. So 3 hours, 90 minutes. So we're spending a good amount of time together.
And then I know you said you were going to send something out on March 1st. When is the deadline to enroll in the cohort?
So if I'm being honest, I'll probably do it the day of March 6th. Okay. I want to give people ample opportunity, but I'm marketing it as March 1st. And then I'll probably go like, still have 4 seats available, so March 6th will be the true hard stop.
I have another question. I didn't know if you wanted to go, Angelica, but so you started the cohort, last year. How frequently is it housed? Is it an annual thing at this point, or?
That's a good question. So biannual. So March and September.
Okay.
So the next one will be in September.
But this is the one where all the cool people are.
First of all, a lot of artists. I have a feeling it's going to be all women this time, though, which I'm cool with, and then even in just seeing like who's registering, I kind of started targeting women because I'm getting much more receptiveness from women this time around. So it might be all women, which will be pretty cool because I haven't had a cohort with all women yet. So, yeah.
And then my question, I know you said in like our group sessions, we'll have targeted time to speak directly to what our goals are, but is there any sort of metric or that we're held against based on the place we are within our business plans? Because I feel like everybody is in a different place and trying to achieve different goals. So is that tracked at all?
So that's not necessarily, what you mean at the end of the program or in what part of the program?
Yeah, well, like just making sure that our individual goals are being met throughout the learning.
Got you. So this is what I will say. Everybody's business plan and everybody's just plan in general are very different. Angelica's trying to get into stores, you're trying to get a building, very different. So what you're learning is applicable to each individualized situation, but it's incumbent upon you to make sure you are getting the support. So I'm going to be there every time to support you and making sure you are putting things together that are going to help you meet your goals, but you have to kind of help me help you in a sense. So if like, for instance, a great example is Victoria. She had the green background, the serial entrepreneur. Victoria got a lot going on, okay? A lot. It was hard for Victoria to really niche down what she was. It was really hard to the point where she did not complete her business plan at the end. We do weekly advising sessions because she needed much more help in just getting her brain to be able to focus on one business and one service. It was just all over the place, right? But she knew like, I need a little extra help. Like I realized like I'm not able to, because some people have a very clear vision and it's literally like, I just need to get this business plan, get the research and all this stuff done. But if the plan isn't that clear, it does allow for you to need additional support. So what I'll say is if you need the additional support, it will be available for you. But that outcome, that particular metric is not a metric that is measured, I would say, but I think it is something important qualitatively to understand. Do you feel that you created a plan that will be impactful for your specific needs?
Okay, that makes sense. Because I did, and it kind of segues into my next question, if you will. Because I noticed on the site, it said that 60% of those finished their business plan at the end of the last cohort. And I wanted to understand a little bit more of what their reasoning was behind why somebody might not finish within the 8-week session. So you
On my website?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you, that was from the very first cohort. Theirs was 6 weeks, and that wasn't with the Wynners Club brand.
Okay.
That was under the LGBT chamber. But but it was my program, so I just used the data because, it's a lot trying to get all this data and stuff. So I got like a team with the chamber. With me, I'm doing a lot of it myself. So with the chamber, that very first cohort was 6 weeks. So we had a couple people drop out. If I'm being honest, it was real intense. It was real intense. It was 6 weeks. And then the chambers is from 4 hours. I think we did 6 weeks with 3 hours for the first cohort. And then we had to go back and really, okay, it needs to be longer. The day needs to be longer and the actual program needs to be longer. So that's what happened with that particular one. Now the one in 2020, the two I did in 2020, everybody finished. Everybody completed their business plans. But that was the first one. And that's why.
Okay, that makes sense.
Those are good questions, though. You did your research. And like I told you, unless I was talking, I had a whole bunch of calls today, but my website is in the process of getting redone because it really it's not representative of what I'm doing at all. I got that website done maybe 3 years ago, but it's a WordPress site. So I don't have the technical skills. And then my web person, sometimes those web people and graphic design artists, they give you the runaround, And so, but yeah, thank you for doing your research. But that's why that is what that is.
Okay. Those are the only questions I had so far.
Okay.
I don't have a question because I pretty much know all the things about what you do, but I am very excited about the accountability partner because I need that. And I think that to help us keep each other on track, and also knowing that the accountability partner is not someone that's already in the field or above you, someone that's actually going through the program with you can keep you accountable is definitely something that I like about what you're offering. So super excited about that.
That's good feedback. That's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know. So I'm excited about it. I really enjoy it. You'll feel my energy, I can be a little crass, but it's all in love,
No.
Just a little crass.
Not a little. That's why we appreciate you, because you're a butt kicker.
Yeah, I really am, because I know you can do it. And I know it's hard, but it's I know you can do it. I know you can. You just need that direction and guidance. And you just have to make the sacrifice of time for 8 weeks to do the research. It's a lot of research you're going to be doing, but it's going to be good for you, because as you continue on, you will be very clear. Again, it's all about the clarity. You know what you're talking about. Nobody can ask you a question and you're confused. That should not be happening. And it's not a good representation, right? It's well, I'm not going to work with that. She don't even know what she's talking about or something like that. So just really doing this deep dive into your business plan is going to be really good for you.
Okay. Exciting stuff.
Awesome. Well, do you all have any more questions?
You already have my money, so.
You're already in.
About 2 months ago, so we're good.
Do you have any more questions, Brooklyn?
Not at this time. I'm one of those people that comes up with questions well after the fact. So I'm sure well into tonight, I'm going to have other questions that I'm going to be like, man, I wish I asked that. But as of now, I think I'm good.
Yeah, and if you want to email me, if you really want a question answered, feel free to email me. I don't mind,
Okay.
All right. Well, of course. I'm glad I can answer your questions. You are so welcome. You all have a wonderful evening.
You too.
And I'll see you March 6th.